morning. What a beautiful day. And it's been a good year for you too, hasn't it, Your Honor?
Yes, things have gone pretty well. I don't see any reason why that spring election won't just fall on my lap. You know, perhaps I should get Mrs. Harper a more elaborate Christmas present. Maybe that trip to Bermuda.
Ooh, that ought to be real nice. Miss Mara from the Attorney General's office is here to see you, Your Honor.
Oh, good. Send her in.
This way.
Your Honor,
Morning.
I've just got some routine commitment papers. You should find everything in order. I've checked them out very carefully. And the psychiatric report from Bellevue Hospital is attached here.
Bellevue, eh? Let's see here. Age unknown. An old man, huh?
Yes, Your Honor, very old.
Well, I suppose I should read this whole thing.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. This is a clear-cut commitment hearing. This, Chris Kringle, actually believes he's Santa Claus.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Gailey is here to see you, Your Honor.
What does he want?
She said he's representing a person named Chris Kringle.
Santa Claus has a lawyer? Better show him in.
This way, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Fred Healy, and I'm representing Mr. Kringle. I believe you received the papers.
Yes, it just seems to be a matter of signing the commitment forms. That'll get the old man out of harm's way for what's left of his life.
No, if you don't mind, Your Honor, there are indications that Mr. Kringle has been victimized. They're requesting a formal hearing to provide witnesses.
I thought you said this case was clear cut.
It was, as far as I knew. This is the first I've heard of a challenge.
Well, now, Mr. Gailey, this psychiatric report, there's a clear diagnosis here, and right here, there's a statement that said in addition to his delusions, he became violent. I'd say that's a pretty good reason for commitment, don't you agree?
That is a misrepresentation, Your Honor. That's why I'm requesting a hearing.
Well, I'm thinking about, court time and expense to the taxpayers.
Your Honor may sign the commitment papers if you so wish, sir. But I must advise you I will submit a writ of habeas corpus.
That won't be necessary. I guess we'll have a competency hearing. Let's see. Next Monday, 10 a.m. Is that all right with you?
Yes, and thank you.
Ms. Marta?
Just when I thought I was getting my calendar clear for Christmas vacations. Yes, Your Honor, I'll work it in.
Well, see you on Monday
All
then.
right. Have a good day, Finley.
Thank you, ma'am. Same to you. Whom should I speak about the Kringle commitment case?
Oh, the Kringle commitment case has been challenged, Miss,
Sawyer.
yes. His certification of insanity is undeniable. And wouldn't you know that even Bellevue's word isn't good enough?
Oh, I want this dropped right away. Isn't there anything we can do?
I'm sorry. It's already been scheduled for Monday morning.
Oh, public hearings, attorneys. Oh, Miss Macy asked that I get Chris Kringle back, Santa back right away. This is disastrous.
Look, I don't think you have anything to worry about. This kid, Gailey, Kringle's attorney, he's just a young sport trying to get a little publicity for himself.
Publicity? Oh, my job gone. My Christmas bonus gone. I do hope Mrs. Walker can talk to Mr. Gailey. Oh.
Good evening, folks. This is Cindy Stewart on your New York news station, WZYX. Today's top story in New York City is the controversial Sandy hearing of, you're not going to believe this, Chris Kringle, also known as, you guessed it, Santa Claus. It seems that Macy St. Nick says he is the real Santa Claus, and the state of New York wants to put him away for saying so. This could result in a lot of disappointed children and empty stockings on Christmas morning. We'll keep you informed on what happens to Santa in the New York judicial system as the hearing progresses.
Hello, Henry. How are you?
Hi.
So, Henry, you know, I've been a good friend of yours for years, as well as your political manager. Now, we've been successful in keeping you on this bench now, haven't we?
Of course, Charlie. I appreciate all that you do. You know, I like this seat. I'd like to keep it for a while.
All right. You've got elections coming up this spring, right?
I'm ready. Is there any problem?
Henry, I've been reading the papers. Seriously, I can have Santa Claus in your corner?
Is there something you want me to ask him to bring you for Christmas?
No, Henry, I'd like to give you a Christmas present. How about a trip? A vacation? Take Madeline and escape to Bermuda as you've been talking about.
I'd like to, but I just don't have the time. My calendar's full.
No, I mean right away. You look a little run down to me, Henry. You gotta take a few weeks off.
Nonsense. I've never felt better in my life.
Well, then go fishing. Go hiking. Go anywhere.
Why should I?
The Santa Claus case is explosive, Henry. You gotta get out of it somehow.
You know I can't do that. It's all set. It's all been arranged.
You have a sudden illness. Let another judge handle it. Someone who isn't coming up for re-election right away.
Charlie, relax. You know, I'm an honest official. I wouldn't fake an illness. And maybe the Santa Claus case will be good publicity for the campaign.
Good publicity. You become a regular Pontius Pilate before you even start the campaign. You'll be a villain to every little kid who believes in Santa Claus.
They don't vote.
But their parents do. Any father or mother who has to explain to the kid why Santa Claus went to jail is going to hate you.
Not jail, state hospital.
Same thing. Wake up, Henry.
Have you heard about that new place on Fifth Avenue? Oh yeah, I heard they have really good hot chocolate. Oh, good, because I really want to have some chocolate right now. So, did you see this thing about trying Santa Claus for sanity?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I think the guy's crazy, don't you?
Wait, what was that? I didn't hear about it.
Oh yeah, this guy calls himself Kris Kringle. It's gotta be nuts.
Oh, I don't know. Why should there be a real Santa Claus? I think it's a nice idea.
Even if he isn't real, I just hope they don't put the old guy away. I mean, he's no harm to anybody.
Let's go get some hot chocolate. I really want hot chocolate.
Hear ye, hear ye. All rise. The New York State Court is now in session. The Honorable Henry X. Harper presiding.
Please be seated. Okay. All right, let's proceed.
Your Honor, as the commitment papers have already been submitted as evidence, the state would like to call its first witness, Mr. Kris Kringle.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Be seated.
Please state your name for the record.
Kris Kringle.
And Mr. Kringle, where do you live?
I believe that's what this hearing is going to determine.
Well, very sound answer, Mr. Kringle.
And do you believe that you were Santa Claus?
I certainly do.
State rests its case, Your Honor.
Well, young man, do you want to cross-examine the witness? You know, I believe he was hired to play Santa Claus. Maybe he misunderstood the question.
I understand the question perfectly, Your Honor.
Well, in light of the witness's statement, do you still wish to enter a defense?
I do, Your Honor. I'm fully aware that Mr. Kringle believes himself to be Santa Claus. In fact, that is the entire basis of the case against him.
Well-
The state declares that just because he believes himself to be Santa Claus, he is not sane.
Well, that seems a very reasonable and logical premise for that, Mr. Gailey.
It would be, Your Honor, if you or I or Miss Mara here believed that we were Santa Claus.
Anybody who believes they're Santa Claus is out of touch with reality. Of course he's insane.
Not necessarily. Your Honor, you believe yourself to be Judge Harper, and no one here questions your sanity because you are Judge Harper.
I know all about myself, young man. Mr. Kringle is the subject of this hearing.
I was only making a point, Your Honor.
And your point is?
I wish to clarify that if a person is who they believe themselves to be, just as you are, sir, then he is just a saint.
Of course, but he isn't.
Oh, but he is, Your Honor.
Is what?
I intend to prove that Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
This hearing is adjourned until tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Fred, I've been reading the news. I'm worried. We seem to be fighting such a hopeless battle.
Actually, I'm rather confident. Publicity is working for us. Public sympathy is behind Chris, and I think we have a good chance.
What about your law firm? How will they react to your taking this case?
Well, old Hayslip, the senior partner, called me in this afternoon. We're an old, established firm with great prestige and dignity, Mr. Gailey. We can't have one of our junior members making a public spectacle of himself. We are not in the business to prove that some old crank is actually Santa Claus. In other words, unless I drop this case, they'll drop me.
So then you'll have to give it up, right?
I can't let a client down, and you wouldn't want me to walk out on Chris, would you?
You really care about this, Fred. And I respect you for taking this on, but I don't want to see you lose your position.
It's true, I might.
But that would be irresponsible. People have to be realistic. I've certainly learned that. You can't give up your job for some sentimental whim.
It's more than a whim, Doris.
Stop dreaming, Fred.
There's something very beautiful and compelling about that old man, and I won't let him down. I'm a damn good lawyer. Come on, Doris, have faith in me.
I do. But it's more than a question of faith. You're bound to lose this case. That's just common sense.
Doris, faith is believing in something when common sense tells you not to. Your problem is that you've just got too much common sense.
It's a good thing one of us does. It's quite an asset sometimes.
Can't you get over being afraid of letting go and believing in people? People like Chris, and in love and laughter and all other intangibles?
You can't pay the rent with intangibles.
And you can't live without them. At least, I can't. I thought Chris and I had broken through your armor, Doris, and you had been more open-minded and open-hearted. Well, there's no use talking, is there? We don't have a lot of thoughts and feelings in common, do we?
I suppose not.
Then there's nothing more to say.
You know, it's ironic. With all my common sense, I really thought it was going to work out this time.
Me too.
Goodbye, Fred.
As my first witness, I call R.H. Mason.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
I do.
Please be seated.
Are you Miss R.H. Macy, owner of one of the largest department stores in New York City?
Yes, and 51 stores nationwide.
Right. And is Mr. Kringle one of your employees?
Yes,
Do you believe him to be sane?
definitely.
Do you believe him to be truthful?
Ms. Macy, remember, you are under oath.
Miss Mara, you will have a chance to cross-examine the witness when Mr. Gailey is finished.
Perhaps I can ask Miss Morris a question for her. Miss Macy, do you believe Mr. Kringle to be Santa Claus?
Yes.
No further questions.
Miss Mara, you may step down.
I want that Sawyer fired.
As my next witness, I call Dr. Pierce.
Dr. Pierce, please take the stand. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
I do.
Please be seated.
Dr. Pierce, you're the resident physician at the Maplewood home, are you not? And you've known Mr. Kringle for many years. Do you believe him to be Santa Claus?
Yes.
I'm sorry, doctor. Could you say that a little bit louder so the whole court can hear you?
Yes, I do.
Dr. Pierce, you are a woman of science, are you not? Have you any logical, scientific reasons for your
Miss
opinion?
Mara, I want to caution you again. You may question the witness after Mr. Gailey is finished.
Did you express a Christmas wish to Mr. Kringle several weeks ago?
Yes.
What was it?
I asked for an x-ray machine from the Maplewood facility.
And what arrived at Maplewood home yesterday?
An x-ray machine.
Where did it come from?
The card attached said, "Merry Christmas" from Chris Kringle.
Thank you, doctor. Your witness?
Dr. Pierce, lots of presents come with cards saying, "From Santa Claus." Do you know of any other possible donors?
No, I do not.
Now, be careful, Dr. Pierce. We are in a court of law, and only tangible facts and logical testimony can be accepted as evidence. Now, would you please tell the court why you feel an expensive machine such as this came from an old man who has only a temporary Christmas job at a department store?
Because he is the only one to whom I spoke about my Christmas wish. In fact, I said, "Chris, if I get this x-ray machine, I'll know you are really Santa Claus." And I did, so I do.
You may step down.
I call Jim Duncan.
This way. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
I do.
Be seated.
Are you a zookeeper at the Central Park Zoo?
Yes, I am.
Jim, tell us about Mr. Kringle.
Well, Chris has a wonderful way with the reindeer. It's uncanny. I'm an excellent man myself. Been for years. But I've always had difficulty with them reindeer. The only time I can get near them is when they're restrained. But yet, these same reindeers can walk up to Mr. Kringle and eat out of his hand.
This is irrelevant and immaterial. Mr. Gailey is making a circus out of this proceeding. What, does he now plan to have the reindeer testify, for heaven's sake? There's no such person as Santa Claus. Everybody knows it.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, may I ask Ms. Mara a question? All the witnesses have testified that not only is there a Santa Claus, but he is sitting in this courtroom. Can you offer any positive proof that there is no Santa Claus?
Well, no, I can't. And I don't intend to try. This is not a nursery, Mr. Gailey. This is a New York State court. And only logical testimony can be accepted. You're making a circus out of this, as I said before, And this is just childish nonsense. Is there or is there not a Santa Claus? I ask His Honor for an immediate ruling.
Will this court take a short recess to determine the matter?
All rise.
Look here, Henry. I don't care what you decide about old Whisker Puss out there. But if you officially rule there's no Santa Claus, well, you might as well just start looking for a chicken ranch somewhere. You won't even make it to the primary.
I took an oath. I'm a sane person, and I'm a responsible official. How can I say there's a Santa Claus, Charlie? If I do, they'll have me derobed, and they'll try me for insanity.
Listen, Henry. Do you know how many millions of dollars worth of toys are produced each year? Toys that wouldn't be sold if it weren't for Santa Claus. Have you ever heard of the National Association of Manufacturers? I think they would like your ruling. And how about all the people they employ to make those toys? Union members, Henry. They're gonna love you. And they're gonna say it with votes. Then, there are the department stores and Christmas card artists and candy companies and printers. And what about the Salvation Army? They've got a Santa Claus on every corner. And he's their biggest source of income. I'm telling you, Henry, if you rule that there's no Santa Claus, you can count on getting just 2 votes. Yours, and lawyer Mars.
1 vote. Mara's a Republican.
All rise.
Be seated, please. The question of Santa Claus is largely a matter of opinion. Many people believe in him, many others do not. The tradition of American justice demands a broad and unprejudiced view of such a controversial matter. This court intends to keep an open mind. Therefore, I will entertain any evidence from either position.
I have some further evidence, Your Honor. I call J. Mara to the stand.
Okay.
Miss Janet Mara. Maybe skip the oath, Your Honor. Hi, Janet. Do you believe in Santa Claus?
Sure I do. He brought me into office last year.
What does he look like?
Sitting right over there.
Objection!
Overruled.
And how do you know that there's actually a Santa Claus?
Because my mom told me so.
And your mom is a truthful person. She wouldn't tell you something that wasn't true.
Of course. My mommy wouldn't tell me something that wasn't so with me.
Thank you, Janet. You may go.
And don't forget to do the colors.
You shall have it, Janet.
The state concedes the existence of Santa Claus. Having so conceded, we ask that Mr. Gailey cease presenting personal opinion as evidence. The state could call in hundreds of witnesses, all with different opinions, but it is our intent to shorten this hearing if possible. Therefore, we demand that Mr. Gailey present only authoritative and tangible proof that Mr. Kringle is the one and only Santa Claus.
A point well taken, Miss Mara. I'm afraid I must agree.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm not prepared to present authoritative and tangible proof. May I request an adjournment until tomorrow?
The court stands adjourned until tomorrow afternoon at 3.
Is Mr. Kringle coming over for dinner tonight?
I'm afraid not.
But he hasn't come for so long.
Susan, Mr. Kringle may never be able to come and see us again.
Why not?
Well,
Because he says he's Santa Claus.
But he has to be Santa Claus. He's just like everything Santa's supposed to be. Nobody could ever be like Mr. Kringle except Santa Claus.
I wish that were true. He's going to be very unhappy if people say he isn't Santa Claus.
Then I want to write him a letter to cheer him up. What's his address, Mother?
I don't know where he's staying, but I know he'd get it if he sent it to the New York State Courthouse, New York City. Let's go home and I'll help you.
all right, which box is the Santa Man?
Santa.
All right.
Santa, Santa,
Santa.
Santa,
Santa.
Santa,
Santa.
Regular.
Santa,
Santa.
Santa, Santa.
Santa.
Here's a new one. They write to Santa Claus at, the North Pole, the South Pole, care of the postmaster. But this kid, he writes to Mr. Kris Kringle at the New York State Court. Special delivery, too.
The kid's right, That's where he is. Don't you read the papers?
Sure, read the papers, the stuff I want to read, like the Jets and the Giants out of the playoffs.
They got him on trial down there. This Kringle guy. He claims to be Santa. And some day he claims he's nuts.
There's a guy who really might be Santa Claus?
A lot of people think he is.
Well, you ain't very bright today, Lou. This guy, Kringle, could be the solution to our problem.
Gee, why didn't I think of that?
Order up a special big truck, get a bunch of them, bring them up here right away. Get all the Santa mail we got lying around here.
You got it, Al.
All right.
Henry, what's your Kringle hearing has reached massive proportions? They're writing blazing headlines about it.
Yeah, I read the papers too.
So, what are you going to do? You have to think of your situation.
And my oath to my office.
Today is Christmas Eve. If you send Santa Claus to the house on Christmas Eve, you're likely to be up for a protest demonstration, or assaulted, or even murdered.
Yeah, I know. It's desperate. If that young Gailey can come up with even the slightest competent authority reference, I would willingly and gladly give him every possible break. I've been observing Mr. Kringle, and he appears to be nothing more than a kindly old gentleman. But unless something miraculous happens, I'll have no alternative but to find rule of incompetency and send them away.
Oh, Mother, now that we're here, I'm getting scared. What if Mr. Gailey loses and they send Mr. Kringle away? What if he isn't Santa Claus?
Susan, I probably wasn't right when I told you that. You must have faith in Mr. Kringle. Believe in him.
Then you really think I'll get my Christmas wish?
Faith is believing in things when common sense tells you not to. We both have to believe, or we'll never get anything.
I believe, I believe, I believe.
Fred, you're not going to believe this letter I just received. Are you ready? Dear Mr. Kringle, I miss you very much, and I hope I will see you soon. I know it will come out all right. I believe you are Santa Claus, and I hope you are not sad. Yours truly, ready for this? Susan Walker. And what's this? P.S. I believe in you too. Love, Doris. Susan, come here.
Mr. Kringle, I believe in you.
No matter what this hearing, no matter what happens during this hearing, our efforts haven't been in vain.
I know it'll come out right. I just know it, because I believe.
Fred, you're not gonna believe, can you believe I got this letter from them?
Hold on to your hat, Chris. You haven't seen nothing yet.
All rise.
Be seated, please. Well, do you have any further evidence to present, Mr. Gailey?
I do, Your Honor. It concerns the Post Office Department of the United States. The Post Office Department was created July 26, 1776, by the Second Continental Congress. The first Postmaster General was Benjamin Franklin. The Post Office Department was discontinued as part of the President's Cabinet in 1971 and converted into its separate agency which operates its own budget.
Mr. Daly, it's very gratifying to know about the United States Postal Service, but I hardly believe it has any bearing on the present case.
Begging your pardon, Miss Mara, it has a great deal of bearing. Your Honor, if I may be allowed to proceed.
By all means.
I can quote endless details from this volume to verify that the Postal Service is an officially run governmental organization. Moreover, it became an official branch of the federal government just 22 days after the Declaration of Independence was signed. According to its regulations, all positions are governed by civil service procedures, promotions are strictly based on merit, and furthermore, postal regulations make it a criminal offense to deliver mail to the wrong party.
The state of New York is second to none in its admiration of the United States Postal Service.
Will the court accept the U.S. Postal Service as an relevant authority in this matter?
The court concedes that the U.S. Postal Service is an authoritative organization.
Then I wish to present 3 pieces of evidence, Your Honor. Let these be marked Exhibits A, B, and C. These are letters written in childish handwriting to Santa, USA, and they were delivered to this courtroom to Mr. Kringle himself. Therefore, I submit that the U.S. Postal Service declares that Mr. Kringle is the one and only Santa Claus.
3 pieces of mail addressed to Santa hardly constitute positive proof. I understand the U.S. Postal Service receives thousands of such letters every single year.
I have further exhibits, Your Honor, but I hesitate to produce them.
Oh, I'm sure we'd all like to see them.
All right, young man, bring them on. Put them right here on the bench.
But, Your Honor,
I said, put them right here.
very well. All of these letters are addressed to Santa Claus.
All right. All right. Since the United States of America believes this man to be Santa Claus, this court will not dispute it. Case dismissed.
Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
This is the best Christmas I've ever had. It was really nice having dinner with Chris and Dr. Pierce.
Now all it needs to make it perfect is snow.
Fred, I've never had a feeling like this before. For the first time, I understand what you mean when you say, faith is believing in things
When common sense tells you not to.
Oh, look, it's my house! It's my house!
What does she mean by her house?
I don't know. She's never mentioned anything to me about a house before.
It's a nice looking house. Could be a good real estate investment for somebody.
I suppose so.
Although it's a little big for 2 people. Just the perfect size for 3. Look, Doris, I've loved you for a long time, and I've loved Susan even longer. Now, don't you think it's time we...
Yes, Fred.
Let's get this house for Susan.
For all of us.
And it's got a swing in the backyard, just like my dream, just like my Christmas wish, the one you told Chris about.
Susan, Fred and I have something to tell you.
That you're getting married? I knew that because it was a part of my Christmas wish too.
She's way ahead of us.
And look what I found right beside the fireplace. You're right, Mommy. Chris is Santa.
It couldn't be. It must have been left by the people that moved out, right?
I know I must be a pretty good lawyer. I've legally proved that some little old man is actually Santa Claus. But now, maybe I didn't do such an amazing thing after all.
Mrs. Walker, Mr. Gailey.
We've been trying to catch you since you left the after party.
Hey, where'd you find Santa's cave? Why did you guys try and catch us?
Oh, we just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings.